There's been a lot of changes with Genshin Impact 5.7 coming out, and Cat with Blue Hat here went over all of them. Now listen, I love watching Cat with Blue Hat videos, and a lot of y'all like me reacting to them because in their videos, they don't really use a voice. It's mainly just text on screen, and you'll like it when I read it out. So we're going to do that today. Starting off with this one, which is crazy, by the way. PAIMON's English voice actor has been changed for the 5.7 voiced content. Something we've pretty much all been asking for a while now. Let's keep it a buck. And I'm going to show you exactly what it sounds like, but I think it sounds way, way better. Let's just take a listen.
Who knows what will happen next?
Absolutely amazing.
Come to think of it,
I think I'll probably make a video explaining this a little bit more and dive in a bit deeper into it, but
maybe it's all because
let's just
of
get
you.
into it.
Oh hey, Coach
Bro,
what are you doing here all by
it's
yourself?
so much softer, dude.
Just so you know, Paimon didn't come here to train.
I love it.
Paimon's not looking to sign up for any diet plan or bodybuilding class right now.
The voice direction is a little off in some parts, I feel like, but for the most part, I much prefer this. Feels like we're back with 1.0 Paimon. Okay, so all of Kenichi's old English voice lines have also been replaced with the new voice actor, which I wasn't aware of. I thought it was still just the recent ones, but I guess it's all of them now. Kaching's English voice actor has been changed for 5.7 voice content as well, but I haven't heard any of Kaching's new voice lines yet, so I'll get into that another time. I don't really know what that's all about.
The night is cold. Stars.
Now, I noticed this while I was playing the quest. Abyss Lector and Abyss Herald enemy logic has been improved. After their HP was reduced, and if they were frozen, they couldn't immediately generate their shield. From 5.7 onwards, they remain frozen for a shorter time before creating their final shield. I noticed this today while I was playing, and I was like, this feels weird. But it's a good change, a very, very good change. The transient and fragile resin counters are not shown on domain challenge screens. Yeah, that is very interesting. And also, and I'm sure this will get brought up, but dude, the normal resin symbol is now like a cracked moon, is a cracked resin symbol instead. Very, very interesting. Surely that's got some plot point to it. When claiming rewards from domains or leyline outcrops, you can now directly choose to use one fragile resin or transient resin to obtain triple rewards in one claim, which honestly, I think this is a phenomenal change. And also the amount of content resin you have is now shown on the map, which is also great. It just means less time farming. It's great. After completing a domain, a new skip reward cutscene option has been added. I didn't even notice this. This is very good. So again, it just makes farming quicker and easier. Yeah, and then all of the resin symbols are now shown at the top. Great change, great update. There's also now an option to retry a Spiral Abyss floor after completed it if you didn't obtain all the stars. This should have been a feature since day one. I'm very surprised it took this long, or not very surprised, but I'm glad it's finally added. And the final Spiral Abyss result screen now lists all the stars you earned and auto-claims their bounty rewards. Again, just making it so you don't have to go back into it and reclaim rewards. Great change. You can now clear the party in the Spiral Abyss as well if you just want to completely get rid of it and then fill it with new members. And when you restart or enter a new floor, Spiral Abyss does remember the party setup. Again, just a huge quality of life change, which is very, very good. Character's talent page now supports continuous level up without closing the upgrade screen. I did this today myself when I leveled up Skirk's talents, and it feels great. Again, shortening the amount of time for everything, which is something a lot of people thought, however, were very against for the longest time, but clearly not, so skip button when. Leyline outcrops have been added to the enemy section of Adventurer Handbook. This is fine. I guess it does help. Also with region filters, I usually just find them on the map and click them. I probably won't change that. This is an important one, guys. Trounce domains, so weekly bosses now have a first time clear reward. If you click on the Adventurer Handbook at the top of the screen that you see normally, right here, go to the first time clear, you can already claim them if you've already beat the bosses. Phenomenal change. Great update. Free rewards, basically, for everybody. Artifact custom configurations. There has been a lot of dismay about this. The fast equip, it does have a custom configuration now. It doesn't work exactly like artifact loadouts. You can't specifically select certain things, but you can save them in a weird way. And I think I could be very wrong about this, but I think now in the creator test server, you couldn't like remove certain ones and add others and then save it. Have they fixed that? Even after using check alternatives to select an artifact you want, it won't remember those artifacts next time. So these are not custom loadouts. Okay, so they haven't fixed that yet, I guess. Okay, I haven't checked that in game for myself, but that's disappointing to say the least, to be honest, because this is a feature that shouldn't be as difficult to implement as they're making it. Mobile devices, when downloading the game resources for a fresh install or for any update, you now get to choose to download only the basic resources, which do not include any quests, which is also great. If you decide to play such quest later, a download resources button is shown for the quest. Yeah, I think you can also remove content that you've already done. Yeah, you can choose to auto-delete quest resources when you complete them to free up space automatically. Hopefully this is lining things up for the future to be able to add things like permanent limited time events as permanent quests and stuff, but we'll see. Oh yeah, from the 25th of June, there's a new permanent game mode, kind of like the Spiral Abyss and Imaginarium Theater. It'll reset periodically. It's got some really cool rewards. 3 phases with 5 difficulty levels, each featuring unique mechanics. You can basically farm artifacts through this game mode. It exists to obtain artifacts and more efficiently and to obtain Dust of Enlightenment. There's also you might go over it actually, hold on. You can choose the artifact set reward before starting the challenge. Yep, which is phenomenal. It is fantastic. And extra artifact rewards will be granted after consuming a certain amount of resin. It's just a more fun and better way to farm artifacts realistically. Difficulty levels up to hard can also be completed in co-op mode. Don't forget to hydrate, guys. Let me know in the comments if you did. There's also a secret difficulty level, which I'm pretty sure, listen, if you go into the game right now and go into the character wardrobe screen, there's now a new section that says weapon skins. And in the live stream, the devs were like, yeah, we're not going to tell you what this final reward is for this super difficult challenge. I'm pretty sure it has to be that. I haven't seen anything of it, if there is anything of it, like leaks, but I'm assuming that's going to be what it is, because right now there is no weapon skins. They've never been a thing in this game. Dust of Enlightenment is now added, which can be used to reroll substat enhancements for a fully upgraded artifact, so plus 20s. You can select substats it should prioritize when rerolling. This is going to be a great change for just ease of building characters, to be honest. Like this piece, you want crit rate, crit damage, of course. I will be very mad, though, if it re-rolls and obviously gets terrible rolls still. That would be incredibly sad. You can get it from the Stygian Onslaught game mode and from the Battle Pass. And I'm pretty sure you got 2 in the mail just from logging in. Yeah, there it is. You log into the game and get 2 for free in the mail. Phenomenal. It's always going to be good to get quality of life that makes building characters easier. Details and tutorials for any of the world boss can now be viewed in the adventure handbook. It's a nice quality of life, especially for newer players. This already existed, but it was kind of a pain to find and get to by pressing G every time you wanted to find out new details and stuff, so I'm all for that. When exiting a domain before starting a challenge, the challenge failed screen no longer appears. Yeah, so now you don't feel like a failure, you just feel like a coward. The crafting source on Ascension and level up material now opens the nearest crafting bench location on the map. Yeah, this is great. I noticed this today as well. I'll be honest though, bro, listen. If we want to craft things from this screen, just open up the damn crafting table instead of making us have to teleport to the crafting table. Other games do it. HSR does it. Pretty sure ZZZ probably does it. WooWar does it. Why can't you do it, Genshin? Just give us a portable freaking crafting table. It really shouldn't be that difficult now if you're making all these other changes. A new talent demo button is added to the newest character's talent screen as well. Oh, this is cool. This is actually kind of like HSR when you go into the first test domain and it comes up with all this stuff. I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. A little explanation on what each thing does. Maybe in Razor language, because typically the stuff is not very well explained in the talents themselves, at least in my opinion. For 3-star and above character and weapon enhancement material, their source info now includes a shortcut to Stardust Exchange. Yeah, that's also very good. It's just a nice little quality of life. I always use the Stardust to get those materials, so it's good to have. Local specialties that can be farmed via gardening now have grown in the Serena Teapot in their source info. Oh, interesting. I don't use the Serena Teapot in the slightest, so this is probably a good change for a lot of people. Maybe I should start using it, to be honest. NPC Orban now has new dialogue options after completing the Archon Quest Paralogism and the Festering Fang. This was already in the game, I'm pretty sure, before 5.7. I'm pretty certain, because I'm pretty sure I saw this before 5.7. The daily forging limit for weapon enhancement materials is increased. Oh, interesting. Oh, from 30 to 40 for Mystic Ore. Oh, that's cool. That was a hidden little change. I actually did not know about that. Nice. We'll take that. That's good. Maybe they're planning on releasing even more weapons in the future. Who knows? 2 new envisaged echoes, Raiden Shogun and Shenhe. Shenhe's looks pretty good. Raiden's looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. I do have to point that out. Absolutely beautiful. But I love Shenhe as a character. I think she's cooler than Raiden, in my opinion. Please don't hate me. Raiden stands. This does look so cool, though, especially with the yellow little tin. New chat feature, emoji management. Oh, yeah. This is pretty cool. You can save custom, different emojis and stuff and favorite them, sort them by groups. They have changed the interface of the chat box at the very bottom of the screen, which I don't know if I like. It definitely looks cleaner, but it looks maybe a little too clean. It looks very professional. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I just got to get used to it. It looks fine here, but then when you close it off, I don't know if he's going to show this, actually. Let's see real quick. New emojis have been added, of course. I love the aha one. It's very, very cute. Also, anything to do with Aoife and Kakuku, specifically Kakuku. The Alice one's pretty cool. Kakuku's goated, dude. I love Kakuku. New events, of course. Yeah, what we know about the new events. This looks I'll be honest, dude. The gilded chapters of the Traveler's Tale. The Traveler's Tales are the coolest things for the events nowadays, in my opinion. But the other stuff is fine. I've never been a big fan of Genshin events for the most part. The super fun ones to me have kind of changed so much that they're just not really that fun anymore as well. Overflow and Abundance is just a good event for the game and the health of the game and the player base. Obviously, new War Conquest. Yeah, this is going to get into all of the obvious stuff, I think. TCG cards, other TCG cards. Yeah, TCG balance changes. New name cards, cool. A lot of... The Skirk one is goated, dude. I love the broken glass effect. And then Skirk and Dahlia being the new characters, of course. Honestly, I've done the quest already, and this video might be uploaded after the quest or before. But either way, it's done. I really enjoyed it. I gave it like an 8 to 9 out of 10. I personally enjoyed the Monster War Conquest a little bit more just because it felt a little bit better. I felt like they could have done more with the Dane Sleeve quest, more cutscenes and stuff. But it's very, very good. Hopefully you enjoy that. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on more videos. And as you've probably noticed, I'm uploading a lot more frequently at the minute because honestly, I've just got more passion again. I'll go through that in a separate video, I think, because there's a lot to that. Also a second channel. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting me all this time and hopefully for a much longer time in the future as well. And I'll catch you all in the next one.